sitting so good. They're such a lovely class. Take the lid off your pen. Right. Who can remember the story that we just listened to? What was the name of the story? Little Red Riding Hood. Now we all know what a story map is, don't we?
Yeah.
It's when we think of the story and then we draw little pictures that tell the story. And you have been so good at doing story maps. So the first thing that we're going to do is, this is my bit of paper here. The Little Red Riding Hood story. Is it a book? Is it a video? Is it something else? Where did it come from? Where did we hear it? James McAvoy, who was reading it, what was he doing? Where did he get the story? From a
woman.
A book. Good girl. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to draw a little rectangle. Remember, you've got your new magic pens today. A little rectangle. This is to represent a book. And if you do a little triangle at the top like that, and then a little line through it, okay, do you want to go and get another one out of the pot? Good girl. Right, and if you do little squiggles on it, it looks like writing, doesn't it? As if it's a book, and it's a Little Red Riding Hood book. Now, to tell the next part of the story, we're going to draw a little arrow like that. Can you do that? Now, let's see who remembers. Who is the main character in this story? Good girl, Little Red Riding Hood. So we're not going to put too much detail in, we're just going to draw a tiny Little Red Riding Hood. So we'll do her head, one arm, two arm, a little dress. Can you do that?
Yeah.
And then one little hand, two little hand, one little leg, two little leg. See if you can do that. Now, what does Little Red Riding Hood wear? Something maybe a wee bit different, not a coat, she wears something else.
A little blindfold that goes over her like that one.
Exactly, well done. So I'm going to do two little eyes, a little nose, a little mouth, give her a little hood, and see if you can give her a little cloak, like that. Okay?
Like that girl.
Draw your next little arrow. Now, Little Red Riding Hood in the story, she was going to visit somebody with something nice. Who was she going to visit?
Her grandma.
What was she taking to Grandma?
Berries.
Berries?
Some cakes and flowers.
Some cakes and flowers. So let's draw a little cake. See if we can draw a little cake. I'm going to put a little cherry on the top. There's a little cake. And then we've got a little flower as well. There we go. We'll just draw a little flower so we remember that that's what she was taking to her gran's.
Exactly.
Now, Mrs. McKendrick is coming to the end of my little bit of story here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an arrow and it's going to go down here like that. See if you can do that. But if you've still got room, just keep going. Now, Little Red Riding Hood has got to walk through somewhere. Does she walk through a supermarket? Does she walk through a train station? Where does she walk? Through
Forest.
Good. The forest. What kind of drawing could we show? What could we draw that shows that she's going through the forest?
To see the big
Yeah, but what could we draw that shows?
a tree.
Good girl. Let's draw maybe 2 little trees.
Or 3.
Right, before we go on to the next bit, I'm going to draw another arrow like that. Let's see if we can go back to the beginning and tell the story by looking at these little drawings. It's a... Who's in the book? What is she taking to her gran's? Where does she have to walk through? Excellent. Now, she is going through the forest and she meets somebody maybe not very nice. Who does she meet?
A big bad wolf.
A big bad wolf. So let's now, I am not good at drawing big bad wolves, so I'm going to try. There's 1 ear, 2 ear, a big, there we go. Let's give him some big teeth and a big eye. We'll just draw his head. We'll just draw his head. Right, so she meets the big bad wolf. Now I'm coming to the end of this part of the story, so I am going to go underneath. If you've got room, just keep going. So she meets the big bad wolf, right? And where does she tell the big bad wolf that she's going? Where is she going?
She's going to her grandmother's cottage.
Right, let's do a little cottage. See if we can draw a little cottage. There we go. I'm sure your drawings are going to be so much better than mine because I'm not very good.
Draw houses.
There we go. There. That's a nice little cottage. And then we're going to do our next arrow like that. Now, the big bad wolf goes to the Gran's cottage. What does he do with the Gran? Is he nice to her?
No.
What does he do?
No.
What does he do?
He swallows her in one go.
What?
He swallows her in one go.
Well, not in the story that we watched. What did he do with her?
He go through. In one of the stories he put her in the bin, and one of the stories he got him in one big fight.
Right, and then he did something with her. What did he do to disguise himself? What did he do?
He weared Granny's clothes.
He put them, and then he went into her what?
Bed.
Right, so let's draw the bed. I'm not very good at this either. Right, and then there's the wee wolf, right? And there he's in the bed. There's his ears. There's his big teeth. Right, there we go. Right, who would like to tell us the story so far? Let's see, would you like to do it? It's a...
It's a book, and there's the cake.
And where's she taking the cakes?
To her grandma's.
And the flowers. And then she
And
goes...
then she needs to walk from the forest.
And then she
Meets
meets...
the big bad wolf.
And then the big bad wolf goes...
Then the big bad wolf goes into the house. And then he goes into its bed.
That's right. And let's draw another arrow. Now, who arrives at the cottage then? Or the door of the cottage?
Little Riding Hood.
That's right, Little Red Riding Hood. And what's the first thing she says to... She thinks it's her Gran, doesn't she? That's in the bed. What is the first thing that she says to...
She says, what big ears you have?
All the...
To here.
Right, so let's just see if we could draw big ears like that. See if you can draw big ears. Now remember, if you come to the end of your storyboard, at the end you just need to do another little arrow that goes underneath. Then what does she say to the big bad wolf?
How big eyes you have?
What big eyes you have? Let's see if I can draw 2 big eyes. We'll just make it like glasses like that. See if you can do that. And then your next arrow to show the next part of the story. Oh my goodness, these are looking superb. Then what does she say?
What big teeth you have?
What big teeth you have. So I need to try and do the wolf again, right? There he is, he's got the glasses on, right? There he is, he's got like that, and then he's got big teeth like that, there, right?
Yay.
What big teeth you have! All the better to eat you with, right? So, then what happens? It's getting to the end of the story now. Who comes along?
A brave woodcutter.
A woodcutter. What does a woodcutter do?
Cuts the bushes.
What do you need to cut bushes and cut wood?
With it.
So I think we need to sort of draw an axe. See if we can draw an axe like that there. Right, so there's his big axe that he's been cutting the wood with. And then, what happens then? Who can tell me what happens then?
He chops the big bad roll. He puts it on his toe.
I don't know if that happened in that story.
He told it on the big bad wolves to, and then
Did he run after the wolf?
no, and Granny when the wolf bugged him out, and Granny let him stay because he was so hungry, and he let him stay.
Yes, but where was Granny? Where did he put her? He put her somewhere, didn't he?
He
In
put her in the water.
the wardrobe. See if we can draw a wardrobe, right? So she was actually safe. That was good, wasn't it? Yeah. And she got out of the wardrobe, and then who did she meet then when she came out of the wardrobe? Who was there waiting for her?
The Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf.
Yes, but he ran away, didn't he? So what about two little heads? One for Little Red Riding Hood, right, with a happy smile, and we'll do a wee granny. There you go, a wee granny head there. Right, they were happy to see each other again, and they were safe. So, and then what we would write is maybe the end, and then I'm going to choose someone to come out and go over the story. Somebody that feels that they could do that. Who feels that they could do that just now? Do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Right, put your pen down, that's the boy, and come out. Right, we ready? You can stand at that side beside Little Red Riding Hood. It's a
Book.
Who's in the book?
Little Red Riding Hood.
Good. What is she taking to Gran?
A cake and a flower.
Where does she have to walk through?
The forest.
The big dark forest. Who does she meet?
A wolf.
The big wolf. And then she tells the big wolf she's going to...
The cottage.
Whose cottage is it?
Granny.
Granny's cottage. And then he locks her in the
wardrobe.
and he kids on he is,
Grandma.
and he goes into the what's that there? I know it doesn't look like it. And then Little Red Riding Hood comes and she said, what big?
Ears you've got.
All the better to
Hear you. What big eyes you've got, Granny.
all the better to
See you.
what big?
Teeth you've got.
All the better to
Eat
you. And then in comes the
woodcutter.
and runs after the wolf, and who comes out of the wardrobe
Gran.
and meets up with who?
The Red Riding Hood.
Give yourselves a clap. Well done. Now, if you take this story home, would you be able to, I'm just having a wee look about here at yours, which are better than mine. You would be able to talk through the story to whoever's in your house, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? You'd be able to talk through the story now? Yes? Yes. You know it's a book and you know what happens because we follow the little pictures and story map so that we've got the sequence correct. Well done. Give yourself another clap.